surprise me, drink.
Alright, something Spanish? How about
Woo!
Para bailar la bamba, para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia pa' mi partida y arriba, oh arriba y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré.
Well, it's a great honor for me to be here with this man that is an actor, a songwriter, a singer, but most of all, I think, a musician. He's Drake Bell.
Wow, that was really good intro.
It's all that you are.
That was amazing.
It's you.
Oh, I don't know.
Welcome to Mexico. I'm very happy to be here talking to you, and especially knowing that you are doing concerts and lots of things in Mexico, and that this short time that you're gonna be here, it's gonna be soon repeated because you're gonna come back again, right?
That's what I want. I mean, this is my favorite place to play. I came out here for the first time, I think, in 2008, and it was like nowhere else I'd ever played in the world. I mean, I've traveled all over the world. I've played everywhere, and the fans here are just, I don't know. I feel like they're more like family. There's fans that, you know, I see them in the audience. I know their names. I know their faces. I know they're more like brothers and sisters. Just become this big, awesome family that we have.
You know what Guillermo del Toro would say? We are Mexican.
Well, that's what it is. You know, it's an amazing culture, and I've just been so blessed to be able to be so embraced by it. You know.
Drake, I want to go a little bit to the past. You started as a TV personality, as an actor, having your own show, which is very difficult, you know, Drake and Josh. Mm-hmm. It was successful. And then now you started, not now, but years ago you started falling more in love with the music than the acting, right?
Yeah,
and you started developing
music has always been really important to me, and I've been playing, you know, ever since I was a little kid, writing and making music, and luckily Drake and Josh gave me an outlet to be able to present my music to the world.
Exactly.
And write, you know, they put the songs that I wrote on the show, and I got to write the theme song for the show. And, it's just really, it's always been a huge part, so I don't think that there's been like, I'm going to turn my back on this or that. I think it just is my passion. It's what I love most, so I kind of tend to focus more on songwriting and recording and performing, because it's so much more rewarding when, for example, getting on stage here in Mexico where, you know, most of the audience, it's, you know, English is not their first language,
right?
But they're singing all of the lyrics that you wrote in your bedroom in California.
Yeah,
you're like,
that's the beauty about music.
Wow, you know, that's so much more rewarding than saying somebody else's dialogue that they wrote for you for a character that they created on a show. You know, it's like not as artistic.
You know what I respect a lot about you? That all of these new songs, and Honest, your new song that you're promoting, you decided to do by yourself without a label, and you actually can, and you're being very successful. So that is a great, you know, you are a great example for all these artists that are starting. You're not starting though, you're very, very famous, but these people that are starting and have social media now that they can use, and it's very inspiring that an artist of your level is doing this. So how are you doing it so that they can learn a little bit how to start in the business in a way
basically
that they would like to?
The fact that we have immediate access to our fans, like we were talking right before this, that you know, you're with an immediate, you know, it's like you know, your fans are going to go to you before they go to somebody else for what they're into or what you know, and so to be able to have a direct connection with the fans and also not have somebody telling you what songs to play, or that you need to work with this producer, or, you know, some guy with a cigar in his big office somewhere that has, you know, 50 other artists, and he doesn't really care about you, and all, and, you know, an A&R guy that's telling you to do something else. Now what I can do.
You've been there.
I've been there,
done that. Yeah.
And it always stifles the creativeness. It always stifles the creativity.
What advice would you give to young artists, songwriters or singers, musicians that are starting but that have all these tools? What would be your advice to them?
Okay, first advice is don't worry about getting famous, and don't worry about recording music, and don't worry about getting your songs on SoundCloud or Spotify or this or that. Go practice your instrument. Lock yourself in a room for 14 hours a day and play the guitar. Every day.
Right.
Because when you come out of the room after 2 or 3 years, you are going to be so much more advanced and past everybody else that's trying to do what you're doing, there won't be as much competition. After you have really honed your skill and devoted enough time and energy to your craft, then you can start to go, all right, I want people to hear this. You know, now it's time to hear it. And all you have to do, SoundCloud, YouTube, there's so many ways to get an audience without having to get signed to a label.
How do you define success now that we're talking about success? How do you define it, and do you feel that you are already there and the successful place you want to be?
No, I don't think I have such high aspirations that I don't know if I'll ever reach. Wherever I'm at, I'm always wanting to go higher and to go.
You want the next level, and
the next level.
You're going to be working your whole life, which is not work.
That's the thing. I mean, and that's not just the next level of success, but hopefully that's just a byproduct of the next level of my journey
of creation.
Absolutely.
And
just keeping everything fresh and new, and I'm a workaholic. If I'm not working, I'm really like, what am I gonna do with myself? I don't know what to do here, And then I pick up the guitar and I'm.
Drake, tell me about this very sexy photo. Did you expect that it was gonna have 19,000 comments?
No, that's a lot of comments on a photo.
That is a lot of comments on a photo.
Yeah.
So just tell me about it. Like, for example, we saw your image when you started the show, like the good boy and this and that, and suddenly this photo is like the total opposite. It's like, okay, he grew. He definitely grew.
It's funny that people will reference my character on Drake and Josh and say, "Oh, you were the sweet, good boy," and I'm going. There were episodes where I'm on an airplane and I happen to sit between two girls, and I've never met them, and I just go, and I start making out with this girl, and then I go. And I start making out with this girl, and then there's episodes where I've got multiple girlfriends, and like all this.
But I guess it's a good boy face.
Yeah,
what you do.
Yeah, I think it's the good boy because I was like, man, I'm a bad boy on that show. I mean, I kiss a girl every episode, But no, it's. I don't think this was anything conscious. Like, oh, I need to change my image or be a bad boy or do something. It's just when I was conceptualizing the video for Rewind.
Mm-hmm.
You close your eyes, you sit there, and you're like, okay, what would this video look like? And for some reason, I just kept seeing like 50 Shades of Grey, passion and just just in the throes of heated romance, and so I was like, well, I want to do something like that, and I'm not going to take my shirt off unless I go to the gym a little bit.
It's like, so you have to work on your body.
Yeah, and it was also just a couple years ago, I just had an epiphany of like, man, if I want to continue touring and traveling and working my butt off, I gotta quit living like a 22-year-old and start
like a rock star.
Yeah, start getting clear-headed and focused, and I think that's just a byproduct of that. Getting up early. I'm in the gym. It all just snowballs into a.
But you not only do sexy photos, you do sexy videos as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was watching your video, and I go into YouTube and it has a warning, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna see right now? Of course I pushed it. And it's a very sexy video, but it's sexy, yes, but it's very cool. It goes with the song. It goes with all this like vibe that you're having, right? I'm sure it was fun to do it, right?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Did you expect the reaction of the people as well?
No, I was really nervous. I was very nervous. The night before we released the video and the picture, I was with my friends and we were at my house, and they're looking at me like, "Are you sure? Like this is going out to
go back."
Yeah, you can't go back, and this is going out to the entire world tomorrow morning,
right.
And I just loved the video so much. It was more so about the picture, I was ready to release the video. I just love it so much. But the picture, you gotta find your courage to kind of
absolutely
show that much.
Listen, about your show and your music, what I like a lot is that the style you have, the music that you're doing at the moment, it's very eclectic.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of rhythms together.
Yeah.
you know, rock from the 60s, but then pop, but then a bit of urban. How do you like get inspired and try to find the right, you know, the right line so that it doesn't sound crazy?
When I was a kid, you know, when we used to have CD books, you know, when you were a kid and you had your collection of CDs, my friends would be into punk rock and they'd have all punk rock CDs, and these friends would be into rockabilly and they'd have all rockabilly CDs. If you opened up my CD book, it was like, you know, Brazilian, rock and roll, ska, punk rock, reggae, hip hop, R&B, soul, funk. You know, it was just everything. Because music, I love every style of music. You know, and so I think that it just kind of happens when I get into the studio. I don't think that I know that I don't go, oh, let's use some of these types of rhythms, or let's use some, let's reference this artist or this sound from the 60s. It just is.
It's kind of in you.
It's just kind of, yeah, that's
comes
what,
out.
because that's the.
When you're writing the song, especially.
Exactly. When I'm writing the songs, that's just sort of, because those are my influences.